Sponsored by Surfshark. Another year, another envelope-pushing phone you can't buy in the US. But this time is a little different. For one thing, Samsung finally brought an outstanding foldable to the States in the form of the Galaxy Fold7. So my grapes were a little less sour during the 3 weeks I spent with this phone. And for another, the builder of this bronze beauty has finally mated its exceptional hardware with a software stack I don't hate, and a camera I never want to put down. I'm Mr. Mobile, and this is the Magic V5 from Honor. Disclosure. As an eternal old soul and a nautical man, I am extremely susceptible to anything covered in copper colors. So this matte glass gradient, done up as brushed bronze, won my heart the instant I unboxed it. Its satin sheen can appear anywhere from sandy silver to brassy ginger, depending on what kind of light hits it and how. It actually vibes well with the wooden Razr Ultra if you're a double flippy boy like myself. Its hinge cover is broken up by a triangular tessellation whose textured style is echoed by some coin-like reading on the octagonal camera crater, probably the only discrete element of that massive module, but still preferable to Samsung's off-axis wobblemonger. On the subject of the Fold7, this isn't a comparison video, but these phones are as direct as competitors get, so you're going to hear a lot about the Samsung in this video. The Magic is just a tad bigger than the Galaxy, with Richard Priday over at Tom's Guide going into detail in a great article I'll link below. But it's still impressively thin and light. I feel like Honor has really found a sweet spot here. The Magic V5 isn't as generic as some of its earlier foldables, and it's also not trying to outcool everyone on the racetrack like its Porsche design collaborations. It's comfortable, classy, and like most book-type foldables in 2025, when it's closed, it feels like a typical Android phone. My appreciation for the hardware isn't just skin deep either. Instead of sticking with the same anemic lithium-ion battery as prior generations, like Samsung, Honor slapped in a silicon carbon supply with a rated capacity 32% larger than the Fold7's. It's an open question how well that battery will age over time. Silicon carbon is a relatively new technology. But for now, the advantage is obvious. The Magic V5 lasts substantially longer than the Fold7 when you're pushing it with a game like Ingess. Yep. Welcome back to the 20-teens. After a 6-year hiatus, I'm back on the streets of Brooklyn with that Pokemon Go predecessor and battery stressor. Constant GPS, constant data, max brightness, and the speakers going all the time too.
Acquire position. Lockout established. Welcome back. Latest intel package.
After a few hours of this, the Honor outshone the Samsung in almost all those areas. The screen stayed brighter for longer, before dimming due to high temperature. The speakers were easier to hear, and the battery lasted a lot longer too. So I was off to a pretty solid start even before I fired up the camera system. And while I can't blame you if you don't like the bulk of the double stuff around back, you've got to give Honor credit for its use of space in the casing. It's no 200-megapixel monster, but the 50-megapixel primary camera is flanked by a 64-megapixel 3x telephoto and a 50-megapixel ultra-wide, offering rough resolution parity no matter the focal length. And confession time, I almost never shot with the default settings. Because getting time with an Honor camera is starting to feel like the same opportunity as shooting with an Oppo or a OnePlus. You're being given the gift of a camera with an opinion about the colors it delivers. On Honor, the best expression of this is the oddly named Authentic filter, which ratchets up contrast and color right to the edge of good taste. But the result is, frankly, photos of a world I'm just more interested in looking at. Now, a moody mode like that demands a special setting. So to test this camera system, I took it to a unique corner of NYC. City Island, a tiny neighborhood in the Bronx, once known for shipbuilding, the maritime echoes of which still linger in its restaurants, bars, architecture, and local culture. David Cogen came with me for this one, and you can learn more about this urban outpost in his Razr Ultra video at TheUnlockr. For some uncommented upon samples of my own,
Sludge mode! Yeah!
here's City Island through the lenses and microphones of the Honor Magic V5.
Is that aircraft fuselage? We got 737s up in this V. Thanks. You too. Well, my hair was good and now it sucks. It's very civilized up here. Nature is healing. Let's go to the City Island. My dish is unparalleled. More garlic, because I didn't have enough. Look at that.
Of course, while you're filming it, I do it all sloppy like.
Only thing that could ruin a perfect lunch like this is some D-bag filming it. Clipper.
Check.
Yeah.
How does it go? Very, very pretty.
Finally complete my collection. Just kidding, I already own these. Hey bro, I think we could have a little bit of fun with these. Here, I'm gonna buy you one too.
I don't want one.
Does it bounce well?
No, don't want one.
I don't care. Don't you waste the money, good money I spent on you.
Ah!
Pop. It's gonna be great. Pop.
Never to be seen again.
Oh, jeez. Pop.
I'll bet you think this song is about you, don't you, don't you?
That is a thing you would assume.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot I had a bow.
Simple.
What's the problem?
Here, I'm just gonna bring a ball in. Here we go.
And because I didn't get quite enough total darkness on City Island, here's a few more photos from another island, which you will see more of in my Pixel 10 review coming very soon. These were handheld, casual shots. I was just walking around late at night, yet I still captured a smattering of stars and properly exposed windows. Like I say, this camera is a treat, and I'll miss it when I put it down. But put it down I must, for reasons I'll share after this. Using a VPN is like wearing pants. All the important stuff stays private when you step foot outside. That's an analogy from channel sponsor Surfshark, a VPN that keeps your browsing between you and the site you're visiting. How? By routing your connection through any of 3,200 servers in over 100 locations. That makes it harder for your service provider to do things like throttle your connection or charge you more based on the type of content you're streaming. It means you can still get web results from your home country even when you're traveling. Helpful when you want to see prices in dollars versus dinero. And you know those pop-up ads that get so intrusive you can't even read the website underneath? With Surfshark's Clean Web mode, you can knock those out. Secure your privacy with Surfshark. Go to surfshark.com/MrMobile and use code MrMobile at checkout to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN. Plot twist. For once, it's not software that kills the carryability of this Honor phone. Oh, it's still not a good fit for my personal tastes. There are also some lingering attention to detail deficits and just bizarre choices like making the timer and stopwatch tick constantly when they're in focus. But it's also evolved a lot in the past year. But finally, I can round out my icons, and I can mix and match big and small folders, and it all flows seamlessly from screen to screen as I switch from phone to tablet and back again, with super smooth performance. And while I still get annoyed at notifications, opening apps, and floating windows, which I kind of never want to use, I do think Honor was right to emulate some of OnePlus's approach to multitasking. Honor even brings new ideas to the humble voice call, with a new privacy mode meant to suppress leaking audio if you're having a private conversation in a public space. Dust and water resistance are among the best in the category. There's a ton of AI stuff if you're into that. And when it's time to recharge after a day of using all these features, Honor continues its excellence in charging speeds on both wired and wireless modes. Now, the showstopper here is distinctly Americentric. Like a music venue whose time has come and gone, the magic just doesn't have the bands. This isn't always an issue for me with imported phones, so I'm not sure what makes the V5 different, but even in the midst of well-blanketed Brooklyn, I was often flitting between 4G and 5G, with neither mode particularly effective at maintaining a data connection on T-Mobile or Google Fi. I don't know, maybe it's the lack of B71, or maybe there's something else going on, but I definitely felt the cellular shortcoming more than usual here. If that's not a problem for you, because you don't live in the States or don't rely on those missing bands, well, there are a few other reasons to give the V5 a pass. It's expensive, and compared to a Samsung, it's probably harder to get it repaired if you do manage to break it, and I still find Google's Pixel software more useful and well laid out than Magic OS. Also, as a phone nerd who maybe thinks a little too much about brand identity, I'm just not sure what Honor stands for as a company, other than pursuing meaningless Guinness World Records and spoiling its legitimately impressive achievements by fudging the numbers in its press releases. I'd also be remiss if I didn't point out the existence of the Oppo Find N5, see previous review on this channel, which is also a super sleek, super capable foldable that you can get for less. At the end of the day, though, when I tally the good against the bad, I come away quite pleased with the Magic V5. It is absolutely the most impressive phone Honor has ever made, and the first one I've ever really wanted to see come to the US. I have zero hope that will ever happen, but maybe someday Honor will at least include complete North American 5G support, so those of us who'd like to import something like this can do so. Because while I won't be sad in the slightest to return to the excellent Galaxy Fold7, I also can't shake my feeling that the Magic V5 is a better phone in many ways that actually matter. Bonus content alert! Alongside a Magic V5 review sample, Honor also sent over its new Magic V Flip 2, which you might have seen me tease on Threads. As you know, I'm a sucker for a flip phone, but this one is China only for now, so I don't think I'll cover it here on YouTube unless you really want to see that. After Pixel and iPhone, I could possibly do a redux of 2024's Hawaiian Honor Special at this year's Qualcomm Snapdragon Summit. Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to head over to TheUnlockr to see my buddy David's perspective of the same City Island adventure through his Razer Ultra review unit.
You know, it's a pretty nice place so far. I'm sure we're going to have a nice meal. However, it's the kind of place you'd think they'd give you a stand for your ball. Yeah.
This review was produced after 3 weeks with that V5 review sample, but Honor had no copy approval or editorial input, not even an early preview. Subscribe to the Mr. Mobile on YouTube if you'd like to see more reviews like this. And I know you're asking for it, but I needed another few days. Google's Pixel 10 is up next on this channel very soon. Till next time, from Michael Fisher, Captain Two Phones on Threads, thanks for watching. And stay mobile, my friends.